Hey everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com. I made this video quite a while ago. This was with some retired designer series paper. So I thought maybe there might be some summer birthdays or baby showers coming up that you need to go to. So I kind of did an updated one. So I'm going to show you what I have. I have two different ways to do it. It's a very simple template. This one actually measures 4.5. So if you wanted to use 4.5, you could. This is 4.5 by 10. If not, this one I ended up doing at 4.25, so you can do it a little bit smaller. You could probably even get down to 4, but you're going to be a little bit close to your gift card size. So I thought we could use some of the Dino Roar paper. So cool part about this is you could do this for boy or girl birthday because there's a lot of different variances for the paper in there. They have some pink paper, as you see on this side. It would totally be a dinosaur girl card, but I thought you would also be able to use this for a baby shower if you needed to. So it's very, very easy to do. And what you're going to do, I did one of these ahead of time because I was trying to figure the best way to tell you how to score it. And then the other one I went and did after. So I'm going to show you. What you're going to do is you're going to have your piece of cardstock. So this measures 10 inches across by 4.25. Again, just be a little bit leery about going too small because gift cards tend to be about 4, like a little bit 4. So you probably could get away with 4 inches, but it would be a little bit snug. So what you're going to do is you're going to score your gift card, or your gift card holder, I should say, and then you're going to end up folding it. So the easiest way to do is, I'm going to do it with this one, is we're going to score it at 1.5. And I believe I had this one at 4, yes, 4.75. And then 7. Now I'm going to tell you one other thing. You can see that this is like a mountain and valley fold here because it does an M, but it's really hard to get the score line in here, so I'll show you what I did instead. What I did was I folded the cardstock, or the designer series paper, so it was nicely along this fold. Let me move this out of the way so it'll be a little smoother. So I folded this just to make sure I had the line. I folded this one down. This is going to be the top flap. And then this one I folded up as well. So this one's going to go like that. So you kind of have them all folded. Make sure they're nice. You don't really need a bone folder on this because it is pretty thin of paper. And then the easiest way to do it instead of scoring was I kind of brought these two pieces together. So they met and kind of like partially gave them like a little bit of a mini fold there. And then I went and made sure they were lined up really, really nicely. And then I really pressed down. Okay, because it tends to give you a better mountain valley fold versus trying to figure out the scoring on the in-between. So that's the way I did it. Now you could do this one of two ways if you wanted to. You could totally get your trio punch here and you could round the corners, especially if you wanted to do this for like a baby card. And the neat thing about this is, there you go. So you have both of those rounded. You can round this side too as well. So we'll do one round and one square. But it's really easy. Super way to dress up a really quick card. So this one, I'm just going to make sure I have this pressed nicely. Let me get that center fold line pressed. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to take a punch. Now, one thing is you do want to make sure that your punch is big enough because some of these aren't quite as big, so you might have to do it more than once. So what I did was I put these two together, especially because this is pretty thin DSP, and I kind of eyeballed where I wanted it. So I had just at the edge here with the paper, squeezed it, and then I went over just a little bit. Just like that. And then your gift card should slide into this slot. And if it doesn't, of course, because the magic of video is here, I'm going to go over just a little bit more. There you go. Should fit in here. And almost always does. Of course, when I'm making this, it's not going to. Well, you know, that's life. That's my life, I should say. I'm wondering, did I use the, you know what, I might have done this one this way. Let me just see. Sorry, sometimes you got to live and learn here when you're on Rachthestamper. You think you're doing something quick. Yeah, so this will fit in, obviously, but it's not going to go that way. So we want to make sure we have this a little bit bigger. So let me move this over one more time. So you're going to use your punch. Just slide it over just a little, and I'm going to go a little bit more on this side. So you're probably going to almost go with 2 punches. And then this should fit in. So for the second one, I will measure it out a little bit better. So this should almost fit in there. So for right now, I'm going to leave it like that. I'll measure the second one better. But, so this is the one that's going to have the square. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just a little bit of liquid glue. And we're going to put it on the side and just a teeny bit on the bottom. You don't want a lot. You just kind of want it enough that it's going to hold together. So there we have that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spread it and kind of stick your finger in there to keep that gap open. Just like that. All right, let's see. Between the sticky of this and the sticky of the gift card, everything is like sticky and nothing is wanting to work for me today. So much for trying to make a quick instructional. All right. There we go. Yeah, so you're going to need to do 2. Okay, it does actually work. See, I promise. So you will get this together. Keep the stickies off your fingers. And then what you're going to do, so this will close just like that. You'll fold it over. If you wanted to, you could add a little white panel in here. So you could add like a little bit of a greeting. So you could always fill like a little something in and just add a little something. Other thing we're going to do is we're going to actually stamp. So I'm going to put this one here. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do this better. So I'm going to start off with, and I'm going to go just barely to the edge there. So I'm just seeing my paper is going to line up with the edge of this punch here, if that makes sense, hopefully. All right, there's one. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I'm kind of scooting my paper over so it's just at the edge. Same thing again. I'm just lining up there, making sure the top is there. It should be. Let's see if this one, if I did it correctly. And you know, all babies need a gift card to Dick's when they're... That one fits perfectly. So you want to kind of go end to end for that. Okay, so that will fit in there nicely. So then I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to just put just a teeny bit of liquid glue, just a little bit at the bottom. And I'm going to just press this closed just like that. But once again, you could do this with snail. The only problem with snail sometimes is you're going to get such a wide rim on there. It's going to be hard to open it. So that's why I tend to like liquid glue. So you can kind of stick that in there. We're going to just use this to hold open the spot while it dries. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And then this one, you know, we rounded the edges of this. So put it like that. Here's this one. So we have 2. I'm going to use that just to hold the flaps down for a minute. Now, what I did was I went ahead and cut 2 pieces of 2 strips. This one actually is a scrap strip. I wanted to see if I could get this one to work. Mango Melody, which should go nicely with this. And then I kind of thought that the Pineapple Punch coordinated a little bit with the yellow on the egg, so I just went with that. So for the egg card, we're going to say, look who's hatched. And we're just going to stamp this. And I'm going to stick with a darker color. I'm going to go with Pretty Peacock since it coordinates with the color of the paper. All right, so there's that one. And then for the other one, I'm actually going to pull this one out of the Wiggle Worm. We're going to use Happy Birthday. And I'll do that. I'll put that on this side. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go with Pretty Peacock for that one as well, just because it kind of coordinates with the rest of it. So I'm going to do Happy Birthday. Now, if you wanted to, another cool thing, since we have it out, we might as well do it. I'm just going to grab, what do we have here? I'm going to grab just a little cloud. And we'll just stamp a little cloud on the Happy Birthday, just so it adds a little something to it. You could do a bug if you wanted to. There's that. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'll do the clouds for the Look Who's Hatched, just to keep it, just kind of pop it up a little bit, make it a little bit more fun. So that was Balmy Blue. And then I'm going to use, I believe this is called Timeless Label. I apologize. I always have trouble with the name of this one. This is a newer punch, but we're going to go Timeless Label. And of course I kind of stamped it off just a smidge. There's one. Hopefully we can get this all the way on here, because my luck, I put them too close. Also, in a pinch, you could use this little cloud as ice cream if you ever needed to. So here's our happy birthday, and then here's our look who's hatched. You could back them with another color if you wanted to, but what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I tend to like to do it this way because then it covers up the seams. So we're just going to take our 1-inch strip, and we're going to wrap it around so it overlaps, but we want to make sure that it's loose enough that you'll be able to slide it. So you don't want it too tight. And then what I'm going to do is take just a teeny bit of snail, cover that, just press it just lightly because I want to make sure it slides. There we go. And then what I will do is add a little bit of snail adhesive. There you go. Super easy. That a little crooked. You could always sponge the edge of this if you wanted to. You obviously could put this up a little bit higher. It just depends on what you want to do with yours. And then I'm going to see if I can get my piece here to wrap around. And I could have done this completely wrong, so we'll have to see. Because it will have a little notch in the back, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get this to line up. I just love to use my scraps over again if I can. See, I'm not pressing hard, so I just want to make sure it slides. This is a little bit tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to back off just a hair and press down here just to get my, there we go. And since I have this little score mark, I'm actually going to use this. This will actually be the back. So I'm going to put this onto the front. Just like that. I won't worry about the seam. And again, if you have paper that's not scored, it really won't make much bit of difference. And then this one we'll just put straight across. Got a little bit of glue, just a little bit of snail there. If you kind of rub it with your finger, it'll ball up and you get it right off. But there you go. So 2 really simple gift card holders. Again, I did use the, oh goodness, I don't even know what this is. I believe the Everyday Label Punch. So I did use this. We did punch it twice. Just want to show you one more time. This does fit on here. So you're going to punch kind of lining it up towards the end. If you recall, we moved it over to the edge here, and then we did the same thing for the other side, but then your gift card will fit in there really nicely. Again, if you want to, you can add a little white panel in there so you can put a little sentiment in. That way they'll know who the gift card is from. But super easy. Another great way to use up some of your designer series paper. You could even punch the other side of this if you wanted to, and you could put a little back so you would have like a second little lining back there if you'd like. Anything like that. You could also even use the other side of this to wrap it with. So you could use the dinosaurs on the orange and yellow side to wrap it with as well. So really, really easy. If you would like to get any of these supplies, you can get them all in my online store 24/7, which is rachthestamper.stampinup.net. If you purchase the Wiggle Worm bundle, which also has a die set, if you buy those 2 together, you'll save 10%. You can also get the Dinosaur Days, and that also has a die set. If you buy those together, you'll save 10%. This also has a sweet purchase as well, so you will save the 10% on the stamps and the dies, plus you'll get a few dollars off because it has a really cool set of stickers that goes with it. It has some really nice ribbon, lots of cool things, and that great part about this is for one suite, all you have to do is enter one button, one number, and you'll get one of everything in the suite, which is really nice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.